Hello everyone, just turned my mic on there. I'm Chantelle, welcome to my live stream. I'm going to wait a couple minutes before starting to perform with my instrument to see if any more people show up. So feel free to say hello in the live chat at any time. I see Eric is here. Hi Eric. Hope you're all doing well. I guess I'll just start talking for a little bit about my project before we get into it as we wait to see if any other people show up. So I know some of you may have some questions about what it is I have been doing and what this live stream is all about. So I'll start off with talking. If you didn't already know, I am a Master's of Music student at the University of Calgary. And for music degrees, this goes for all levels of music degrees. There are different specializations. So there's performance on a particular instrument or voice, music education, composition, theory, musicology, and for my specialization, it is sonic arts. Oh, I see some more people are commenting. I think there's a bit of a delay for when people hit submit on their comments in the live chat and the time that I actually see them. So there's Kath. Hey, Kath. We were going to do a project together. If the other viewers don't know Kath, we were going to do augmented props and design features. So that's Kath. And Bob, howdy. So good to see you all. So I know all of you know what sonic arts are, but I see a couple names there who may not. So basically, sonic arts is a fancy word for saying that I do creative things with sound and technology. It's a very broad field, but for me in particular, what I do is I perform interactive works with MaxMSP, which is a computer programming language for sound and visuals. And for the past few years, I've been making my own musical instruments with sensors and Arduinos. So for my thesis, I've delved deep into the world of sensors and made what you see here on the screen. I call it the globe, the gesture sensing luminous oscillating ball environment. I always love a good acronym. Oh, I see more people saying hello in the live chat. Hey, Allison, Dylan. Hey, Andrea. So glad you're all here. So, as part of my program, I am supposed to put on a live performance with my thesis project. And since we can't be together, I'm trying to recreate the experience to the best of my ability with this live stream. So traditionally, with a live audience, I would talk a bit about each piece and answer the audience's questions in between. So feel free to type any questions as you come up with them in the live chat, and I'll address them when I can. Yeah, Ollie, Julie, this is awesome, guys. So thank you so much for coming. So the main thing about my pieces, there's two of them. I wanted to make sure that they were both contrasting from one another. So they're both contrasting in the sounds that they have and their musical style. And as you'll see, they're contrasting in the different ways of how I play with the globe. So for the first piece, I'll play the globe in the spinning stand, the same one you see in the picture on the screen here. It's a semi-improvised piece, so I've come up with an overall structure for it, and I did pre-compose 4 very simple melodies, but the rest is improvised. And in it, you'll hear 2 different types of sounds, or 2 different families of sounds. There's something called carpless strong, and that's where you use noise, in my case, white noise and pink noise, to create plucked string noises. So they're not recordings of a plucked string, it's like an algorithm that makes the plucked string noise. And then there are oscillating synths that I made by combining sine waves, rectangle waves, and sawtooth waves. And all these sound waves are slightly detuned from one another, so that way it gives a rich timbre for them. So I guess I'll start. The beginning of this first piece is a little bit quiet, so please watch out for that. Okay, I am back. So before I proceed with the next piece, please feel free to type out any questions you may have. So for the next piece, there are 4 groups of sounds that are assigned to the 4 different colors of the twister mat. Now, all these sounds are audio recordings. Some of them, like the water sounds, I had recorded myself. Others, like the sound of buzzing bees, I definitely did not record myself because I would never get close enough to a bee's nest in order to record it. These sounds, I made sure that they were all made by objects or environments that were associated with the particular color that they were assigned to. And I'll leave it up to you guys to identify those associations. And just a quick reminder, please stick around at the end for the audience feedback survey. It is completely voluntary, and it is really important for my thesis and my evaluation of my instrument design, and having an understanding of what the audience thinks, because it could really inform my future design decisions and performance decisions. The link is in the description for that survey. And for the second piece, unlike the last one, it starts off with a bang, just to give you all a heads up. I did say that they are contrasting. So that was the second piece. Thank you all for coming. This is almost the end of my journey for my master's, and it means a lot for me to get to share it with all of you. It's actually pretty amazing. I definitely would not have an audience like this if I had done this live in front of a live audience. I recognize a lot of the names that are here in the chat, and there are people from all over, and it's really, really cool to be able to share it with all of you. Now that you've seen both pieces, now is the time to fill out the audience feedback survey. It is completely voluntary, so please do not feel obligated to do it, but it will help my thesis greatly. It is a short survey, depending on how many details you want to type. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes or so. And if you are a person who does not have a musical background or does not have a technical background, or maybe you're having troubles coming up with what you want to say, don't worry about that. In the survey, the questions are meant to guide your thought process and prompt you. And if you can't think of an answer for a particular question, or if you don't feel comfortable giving an answer for any of them, then you can just type NA and skip the question. There's no pressure. If you have any questions about the survey, please email me. My official UCalgary email is at the bottom of the description. And if you do the survey and then decide later on you want to pull out of it, you have up to 2 weeks from today to take back your consent for that, just so we're all clear on that. So thank you all again. Let me just take one more sec to skim through the live chat to see if there are any questions. Dylan says that it's a very interesting instrument. That it is. That's kind of my jam, making interesting instruments. I like to keep people on the edge of their seat that way. Never know what I'll come up with next. Okay, so it looks like there isn't any questions, just a lot of praise. So thank you. Oh, Victor C has a question. So I'll wait for Victor to type that out. Victor says, what is the latency between the sensor actuation and the time you hear as a response? So I have not done like one of those official charts or graphs that actually maps it out, but I can definitely hear it with the FSRs if I map a very short attack to it, like in the first etude. I noticed it then. but I don't notice it anywhere else if it's like a longer sample that I'm triggering, strangely enough. And I don't necessarily notice it with any of my other sensors. It's just the FSRs. Oh, and for those of you who do not know, FSRs are force-sensitive resistors. They are the touch sensors that are along the outside of the ball there. And Sandeep asks about a vicinator, or I'm not sure if the W is pronounced as a V or a W sound. No, I have not heard of that before, but that is definitely something that I could look up. And Allison asks, do you need to tune the globe? No. So for all the sounds, I pre-decide them well in advance before playing. So how I would set up the instrument, I would just have to turn on, load up the patch on my computer, make sure everything is initialized, and just go. So yeah, no tuning involved in the sense of a traditional instrument. And with computer music in general, when you're deciding the mappings for pitch, usually you would use MIDI. So that is what I did use in the first piece. I used MIDI numbers to trigger the carpless strong plucked sounds. So they were exact. And it looks like that's all the questions for now. If you have any more, you can type them out in the comments, the regular comment section. Oh, another question from Kath. Will it be possible for us to perform again? I was just about to say that. Yes, so with these live streams on YouTube, it does get saved like a regular YouTube video after the live stream is ended. So people can watch it again. People who might have missed this exact time can watch it at any time later as well. So, yep, you can watch as many times as you want. So with that being said, I think I will end the live stream here. If you guys have any other questions about the globe, you can add it to the comments section of this video after I end the stream. And if you have any particular questions about the survey, again, please email me with my official UCalgary email in the description there. Dylan, oh, I'm so sorry. I missed Dylan's question. My eyes completely skipped it. He asks, is this modular in that you could easily reprogram it to do different sound combinations or map sound sets to an input to switch on the fly? Yes and no. So what I have set up is what's called a B patcher in Max MSP. And what that does is do all the sort of very base calculations in order to get the sensor data from my instrument to my computer, and in a layout that is easy to understand. And then I go forward from there. For the color sensors, I did create another little sort of modular B patcher for detecting specific colors. But for the rest of it, my general style for programming music, I start from scratch each time because every piece that I start can be very different in terms of how it works technically from the last. There are very few things that I use that I like to use a lot. Those I turn into what is called abstractions in Max MSP, where basically you take all the little parts that you like to reuse, bundle it up into one unit, and then it's easy to copy and paste it from patch to patch that way. But it's not modular in the sense of what people generally think of with guitar modules, if that makes any sense, or synth modules, really. Sorry, Dylan, I missed that question earlier, but I got it. So there you go. So with that being said, now I'll end the stream for real.